Hello, I am here. Okay, so welcome. This is a bit of a sort of update on the book, hang out with Lance type stream. Good to see you, Tom. He who dares, Rodders. Funnily enough, that line is in Human Traffic, which was part of the movie quiz on Sunday. So, the book is ready. I am waiting for a little bit of proofreading notes. But I had a dummy copy here on Sunday, and my friend Nicola Gregory said, "Oh, there's only a couple of pictures in it. Why don't you put more pictures in?" And I thought about that, and I was like, "Yeah, why don't I put more pictures in? I've got loads of pictures to do with these things." So what I did was, I had to go back and I made some edits, and now I've added loads of photographs. So, for example, if we go through this section, look on the right here. This is how the book actually looks, which is on the right. Okay, this is Vellum software, very useful. This is Mac compatible, so the whole reason I bought a Mac was for writing novels and stuff. So, for example, here you can see there's a picture of the massive Arnhem battle game that I did. Not that, I mean, 2008. It's not a million moons ago. My mother was there at that convention. She came. So nice. There's my 10mm set up for my 9-making game. Now that picture looks a bit small to me. So what we can do, you see, is we can go in here on the left here. I think that's a bit small, and we can do that. That's a bit better, isn't it? Or we can go even bigger. Do that. Yeah, I think let's have it. Let's have it that size. All right. So there's now pictures like connected to the films and things. There's me with Alan Tompkins, for example, who's the art director from Bridge Too Far, who become a very dear friend of mine. There's a shot from Paratrooper. I think we can probably go bigger. We can afford to go bigger on that picture as well. There's another one after. Oh yeah, there's me in the trenches with Toby. Yeah, I think we'll go a little bit bigger on this one. Oh, I'm getting bing bonged. Someone's bing bonging me. Probably my good friend Emu, who is currently doing bits and pieces. Here we go. So you can change the picture sizes here on the left here. See that? Make that a bit bigger. That's me on set. So there's a whole load of photos and stuff that have been added. Ben's team won the movie quiz. Ben's team. It was Ben and Michelle, who lovely couple, friend of mine, from the rave scene, came up to do the quiz. 2 secs. Hold on. Sorry, I just remembered I left the heating on, as it costs about £5,000 per minute. Thought I should probably switch it off. So, guys, when this drops, and I think it's going to drop tomorrow, and then I'm going to have a launch stream on Friday. So actually, I need to. I think I scheduled it for Sunday, but I'm going to move it. I'm going to have it on Friday. Yeah, and we'll eliminate the quiz element for the moment. So what I really need is you guys to purchase copies and review the book on Amazon. I need 100 reviews by New Year's Day, and I reckon actually, combined with my following on YouTube and friends in physical real life, in the real world, which come from many demographics, 100 should not be that big an ask. Actually, should not be that big an ask. I mean, obviously that means 100 of my friends have got to like the book. So there's a story I tell in the book about. This is all to do with Bridge Too Far, about this guy met in Holland who suddenly got a terminal cancer diagnosis out of nowhere. And I travelled back to Holland to see him at a time when I really couldn't afford it, actually. Money was very scarce. And there was a marathon on, and in the adjacent town, and all the hotels were booked. And the only hotel that had a free room was the most expensive hotel. It was like, I mean, it wasn't like 5 stars, but it was a 4-star hotel. It was a nice hotel. Very nice wine. And it was like, it was 140 euros a night, you know. So I was like, fuck, man. Trying to reduce my credit card here. Yeah, so when I came back, I didn't have enough money to pay the rent, which was, somebody had to help me out with that. But, you know, yeah, he passed away a little while after I came back, so the trip was worth it. That's my mother on the left, my grandmother on the right, my great-grandfather in the middle. So there's a lot of stuff that's been added like that. Got a lot of pictures. Yeah, it was emotional because I had to go through all these photos, you know. I've got thousands of photos on my PC, and I was like, got to go through all these pictures. And there's me and Dan Stiles, who's a stunt coordinator, second unit director now. And you know, there was a lot of pictures of people that are no longer here and this kind of thing, you know. There's me with Judi Dench in her dressing room. That is me with my, at the time, girlfriend, Aisha, who's a good friend of mine now. We're not a couple, but that's my friend Angela, who died. So there's a lot of stuff like that. It's a picture of me and Jason on set. Man, I look so ill there. Probably because I was so stressed. That's me and Aisha in Greece. That's one of my favourite pictures. So there's a lot of stuff that's been added like that. And there's me with my nephew. There's Angela again. That's me with visual effects supervisor Alan Marks and his wife. He's also sadly no longer with us. So adding these pictures gives it a really personal vibe with the book, I like to think. And you'll be able to see some of the people I'm talking about, not just read about them, you know. I think that's the last time Aisha and my dad saw each other before he died. That was my friend Zoe. Yeah, and that's me on set in Greece with Jason Flemyng and Dickon. So, you know, there's a lot of memories in here. The photos added about 10 pages on the book, all of them. So there's me at the June premiere. And there's me and Sharon. That picture looks a bit shite there. I think we need to increase the size of that. This is why you got to check everything, you see. So yeah, Sharon is my casting director. I'm not sure why that's off kilter to one side. I guess I thought that was a good decision, but let's do that. Oh, then it goes over the page. Oh, I see. if I can get that back on this side somehow. I'd have to cut stuff, but no. I think it looks better though with that size, doesn't it? It looks better. Yeah. The meeting with Kevin Bacon has yet to happen, but boy, would I love that, even if it was just online. Let's just have a... That is me with my ex-wife. And you know, when we were like on holiday or something like that, man, we proper had each other's backs. She was like the best wingman I ever had in my life. That's us at the Cannes Film Festival. Very difficult going through all those pictures and stuff. But I thought it would have been criminal not to have mentioned her in the book, really. And, you know, kind of unfair, because she made a massive contribution to my life, even though she's not in it anymore. This is when things come full circle, come out of the pandemic. There I am with Matthew Holmes at the Empire Cinema. That's me with Howard Ford at his screening, there's a big story about that towards the end of the book. Some stuff about lockdown, post office scandal and whatnot. Anyway, so you can see it's got a different look now. And yeah, I mean, like, it's a list of the actors I wrote this list. I started writing this list when I was 17, right? So this list is in the book, and I talk about these actors. And this is when these actors, like, the film that's written next to them is when they first came on my radar. So my number one favorite actor of all time, who I always wanted to meet, didn't know I was going to become a director then, was Richard Burton. And he died in 1984 while I was still at school. Right after him was Gene Hackman. I think it was yeah, I'm going to say it was probably Uncommon Valor. That he was already on my radar. I'd seen him in things, but I really liked him in Uncommon Valor. Tim Thomerson, Metal Storm, Uncommon Valor. Kevin Bacon, number 4. I mean, Gene Hackman is now retired. Richard Burton is no longer with us. So technically, the number one person I want to work with is Tim Thomerson, rightly so. Followed by Kevin Bacon. There's a lot of mentions of Kevin Bacon in the book. Richard Lynch, sadly no longer with us. B-movie bad guy. Keith Gordon, who I did collaborate with to an extent, so I got to do that. Tom Hanks. John Stockwell, who's now a director. Daniel von Zernick was the first girl that made it onto my list. I kind of thought she had a really authentic vibe in my science project. I liked her. Bill Murray, Brad Dourif, Bronson Pinchot, Serge. What is this? It's not sexy. It's with the hair. It's not sexy. It's not, you know. Can't do an Serge impression, sorry. Wilford Brimley from Cocoon. Brian Dennehy from Cocoon. Lynn Whitfield, Silverado. Bill Paxton from Aliens. Jeanette Goldstein from Aliens. Tom Cruise, Risky Business, Top Gun. Molly Ringwald, Breakfast Club. Barbara Hershey from Hoosiers. Amanda Peterson from Can't Buy Me Love. Now, I'll talk about Amanda Peterson in the book in some detail. Kurt Russell, Robert De Niro, Frances McDormand, Robin Williams, Robert Sean Leonard, Ethan Hawke, all from Dead Poets Society. Laura Sangiacomo, Hector Alonso, who I would love to interview. He's retired now. And then my good friend Jason Flemyng coming up the rear there. So could have a lunch. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's the list I made when I was very young. That list would have about 500 people on it now, maybe even 1,000. So that's the reason the book got delayed. We were going to launch Sunday, and when it got to Friday night, because I had my quiz on the Saturday, I was so burnt out. I was rushing. I was making mistakes, and I just knew if I'd launched then, it would have been a catastrophe. And I thought, no, you know what, Lance, you're your own boss. Got no one else to blame but yourself if you fuck this up. So what I did was I postponed it a week. Now, I don't know that I need the full week. I think the book is pretty much good to go now, but we shall see where we're at. Hey, so I'm gonna show you guys some gamey stuff, seeing as we're here. So I talk about my gaming hobby a little bit in the book. I own quite a big collection of this kind of stuff, and yeah, these are 1/32 British paratroopers, German SS, and it's a Tiger and a Mark IV Panzer tank, or tank Mark IV. I think the Germans produced more Mark IVs than anything else. Yeah, they were too many. They produced too many different types. They should have focused on the production of one tank. But the Mark IV was the workhorse. I think they produced more of them than any other tank. So, right. So, guys, the link will be up everywhere in a very short space of time. I can't see it taking very long from here. And as soon as it's up, it'll be all over my social media. I'll probably come and do a live about it. I've got a live on Friday scheduled. So we'll see what happens there. Oh, by the way, here's a very, very cool Omaha Beach setup. I think this is one of the drawers from Omaha. Let me show you. Very cool games board. Not mine. Need to say it's not mine. This is somebody else's. I saved this picture. I thought it was a really nice games table. You got can we move this around? We can. Yeah, there we go. So you've got like one of the big bunkers on the side here. And I think there's a couple of machine gun there. So I suspect this is for 20 mil, 28. It's either 20 mil or 28. Probably could work for both, to be fair. Very nice table. It's good, isn't it? Let me show you another one. Oh yeah, I talk about this a little bit in the book. Don't know, you guys have probably seen this already. But in my youth, I made a 6-foot Super Star Destroyer. Here it is. Check it out. So I talk about this in the book as well. This is another thing, this is, okay, you see a movie, that movie steals time from your life, and I don't mean that in a negative context. It sounds it, but I mean it steals time. You know, if you're a Trekkie, you go to Star Trek conventions. Star Trek has made you go to those conventions, so it's encouraging you to spend your time in that way. So I decided to build the spaceships from the big battle at the end of Return of the Jedi. We have the two fleets attacking each other. We got the Death Star in one corner, not to scale, I need to point out. And yeah, this was in the midst of the game. It was good fun, man. I think we ran the game twice that day. This 6-foot Super Star Destroyer, me and my dad built it, and then me and my friend Neil, we painted it. And there is a picture of me and Neil painting that ship in the book. I got a shot of it here in my parents' living room before it was painted. You can see all the sort of, I bought these sheets of plastic, and that was how it was built. And then that middle section, the conning tower is off of an actual kit of a Star Destroyer, a Revel Star Destroyer. I've got seven or eight of those, and that middle section all lifts out. So, but the main body is all one piece. It's not two pieces or anything. No, this is all scratch built, Big Dave. So the conning tower, as I said, came off of a Revel kit, if that's what you mean by the kit bashing. But all the other bits that you're looking at did not come from kits. So all of these sheets of plastic you order these big sheets of plastic at differing thicknesses, and you basically cut them with a scalpel. The one thing this ship didn't have was lights, which is a shame. It would have been nice to have rigged up some lights to go through the thing. And then the engines, which were on the back, were they were like some of them, I think the smaller ones were lids from a certain type of deodorant, and then the other ones were they were constructed from like drain piping, you know, sort of connector tubes for your kitchen piping and that kind of thing. Kind of funny when you think about it. I think I got one more. Yeah, so I've got an overview picture. I'm actually in this photo. Some of you have probably seen this picture before because I've shown it a few times. This is the game viewed from above. So that the guy in the Admiral Akbar mask is me. Believe it or not. And this is like 1992. So it's just before the year of the mullet. Lots of beards and tashes and questionable fashion choices, all a bit bland. This is a games convention, of course. I wonder how many people from this picture are still around and what they're doing now. But yeah, that was it. It was a big game. As you can see, we had 8 Star Destroyers on the board there, plus the big one. We had the medical frigate. That's gone now. Don't have that anymore. Rebel cruiser, which I sold to my friend Richard. And my other friend James has got this in his parents' loft, apparently. So yeah, so I talk about that game. That's discussed in the book as well, and it's kind of fun, you know. So this is what I mean. It's stories connected to films that I've seen that have impacted my life in one way or another. That's what you're going to read about. There is a bit of film criticism. There's not like a lot, but you know, I generally, if I don't care for the film I'm talking about, I will tell you, as is the case with Revenge of the Sith. People going on about how dark it is, that kind of thing, you know. No one cares how dark your Star Wars film is, just saying. What the fuck? Yeah, sorry, something weird just happened then. Okay, all right. Well, we're not gonna Let's get rid of those. I don't know what those are. It's got 3 files here that I think have gone the way of the dodo, so I'm going to just move that into the bin. All right. War game stuff. Oh, right, yeah. So this gives you a good idea of some of my collection, okay? Here you go. So, boom. There it is. I wonder if I can zoom in a bit. So these are various tanks and forces. I've still got all this stuff. It's in the other room. It's a bit better organized now, and there's even more of it as well. But yeah. So 10 mil, 1/32. The 1/32 is the big soldiers. 10 mil is the small stuff, which is on the right here. Yeah. Don't play enough games. Wish I did. Wish I had a regular gaming buddy. But I go to a couple of games clubs. London War Gamers Guild is particularly good. Some nice people there. I just don't get to go very often, unfortunately. So here's a 10 mil Tiger tank that I did a rather bad paint job on. Now, just in my defense, I'm going to say this is the first 10 mil tank I ever painted. Looks like a fucking Christmas tree, but didn't come out that great. I mean, it looks all right, I suppose. But yeah, I actually got that pattern off of a actual historical reference. I suppose it's good if you're standing next to a giraffe or something. That's a 10 mil. That's a 10 mil Tiger tank. See what else I got here. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm going to log out. So, guys, just I know people are waiting for this book. My apologies that it has been delayed by a few days, but it will drop this week. Absolutely, 100% will drop this week. Won't be any later than Sunday. I think it'll be before that. I mean, it's kind of ready to go now. I need to just check a couple of things, and I'm just waiting on the proofreader to do the last few chapters for me. So yeah. So we're back tomorrow with the Nielsen ratings, of course. Well, you say that, mate. I tried to sell that Superstar Destroyer before, but you know, there's not a lot of people that want to buy a 6-foot spaceship, because where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? Oh, the World War II stuff. Yeah, I probably could make a few grand. Yeah, because there's a lot of figures that are discontinued in that range. So I definitely could. Guys, I've got a load of interviews booked. One that I'm very excited about. I'm just waiting for the date. So I won't say anything because I jinxed it when we booked Michael Ironside and then he disappeared on me. So I don't want to make announcements for people until I've actually done a video call with them. But one I'm very excited about. I've got I think 2 or 3 more DJs coming on this side of Christmas from the house and trance and dance music scene. We've got a couple of independent film directors that have got new movies out, and then I think also, yeah, we're looking at a couple of other slightly different ones. So should be good. Nielsen ratings is tomorrow at 10. I'm going to watch a film for that now. So yeah, guys, I'll catch up with you real soon. Take it easy. And don't forget what I always say. Keep in touch with the people you care about. Tell them that you love them. And yeah, just, you know, looking on people, man. Looking on people, especially at this time of year, because it can be difficult. Life can be difficult. Until next time.